As news trickled out of another mass shooting, demonstrators converged at the U.S. Capitol. Outrage, heartbreak, and a push to somehow make this one the last one.
Not one more!
Hours later, one more gunman opened fire in Dayton, Ohio, pushing the number of mass shootings in the U.S. this year with 4 or more victims past 250. Crashing together the two biggest themes in American politics, gun violence and white supremacy. Democratic presidential hopefuls say Trump is complicit in the El Paso attack.
The president's language, his rhetoric, has produced the kinds of hate crimes that we saw in El Paso yesterday, but we've been seeing across this country.
There is a complicity in the president's hatred that undermines the goodness and the decency of Americans.
Republicans mostly stayed away from the cameras today, and those who did stuck with familiar lines about gun violence being a complex issue with no easy solution.
This type of thing has to stop, and we have to figure out a way to fix the problem, not figure out a way to lay blame.
The president remained out of sight for most of the day, too. He issued a tweet calling the attack an act of cowardice and offering his thoughts and prayers to the victims. Returning to Washington tonight, Trump finally had this to say.
Hate has no place in our country, and we're going to take care of it.
What specifically Trump is going to take care of remains unclear. Is it going to tackle the hate or the gun violence or something else altogether?
This is mental illness. These are really people that are very, very seriously mentally ill.
But investigators in neither case have even raised mental illness at this point. There is a heartbreaking predictability to these attacks and the debates that follow. After the Parkland school shooting, there was a glimmer of hope that something may finally be about to change. But that change never came. And this weekend's attacks show just how deadly that inaction has been. America's faced turning points before. Parkland, Sandy Hook, and the shocking image of dead children. The thing about a turning point, though, is more often than not, one fails to turn. Peter Armstrong, CBC News, Washington.